When the years of the Great Silence were ended, the Illuminator walked again amongst the hills and trees of Iberis. From the verdant soil sprouted fox and badger, rabbit, squirrel, and all manner of creatures. Over these the Illuminator appointed immortal keepers. Chief amongst the keepers was Leporidae. Into the rabbit kind, Leporidae poured all of himself, and his people flourished mightily. Leporidae knew that there were none amongst the keepers which might stand before him and his people, for he was now likened to the Illuminator in his own heart and mind. Seeing the great imbalance, the Illuminator returned to Iberis and struck down the prideful god, shackled him with a terrible curse. For every generation, the Illuminator would call upon Leporidae to purge his own with war, famine, or plague. The Great Culling. To protect his children, Leporidae would raise a seed, a chosen one amidst the rabbit kind, to ensure not all would be consumed in the coming wrath.
But you were so brave. You knew just what you were doing. And sure enough, those old crows flew off and we haven't seen them since, have we?
What of the hares of Stormbreak? Might they come to our aid? They have never been defeated.
I suppose it don't matter. Moonbriar is my home. I'll die with blade in hand. Siege and cullings be damned.
What about the promise? If there is a culling, there must be a seed.
But you were so brave. You knew just what you were doing. And sure enough, those old crows flew off and we haven't seen them since, have we?
What of the hares of Stormbreak? Might they come to our aid? They have never been defeated.
I suppose it don't matter. Moonbriar is my home. I'll die with blade in hand. Siege and cullings be damned.
What about the promise? If there is a culling, there must be a seed.
But you were so brave.
Tell me, Oxalis, what word do our scouts in the west bring?
Meadow Peak has fallen. Nothing stands between us and Nightshade's army now.
How is this possible? Do we not have enough to fear with wolf and fox? Now rabbit-kind rises against itself.
It is clear Nightshade has set his eyes upon us. We will send an envoy to meet them, to discuss terms.
We can only pray they hear our demands. Perhaps there's still time to resolve this peacefully.
Demands? Does the robin hear the demands of the worm? Nightshade negotiates with a blooded blade in hand. Ain't negotiating at all.
The Angorans of Highgrove negotiated, and were spared.
Filthy merchants. Showing their bellies and opening their coffers. Just makes it harder for the rest of us.
What of the hares of Stormbreak? Might they come to our aid? They have never been defeated.
The hares will remain locked in their fortress, and let all of Iberis burn around them. No, my love. This burden is Moonbriar's. I will lead the envoy. Oxalis will lead the guard. It's all we can do now.
I'm telling you, this envoy will be for naught. Nightshade won't rest until the culling is complete.
This isn't the culling, Oxalis.
What about the promise? If there is a culling, there must be a seed.
What if Nightshade isn't lying? What if he is the seed? As long as he lives, there can't be another.
He is not the seed. Cannot possibly be. The seed restores rabbit kind. Nightshade is hell-bent on destroying it.
Debating old prophecies will not help anyone right now. We must prepare the envoy.
I suppose it don't matter. Moonbriar is my home. I'll die with blade in hand. Seeds and cullings be damned.
Mama?
Fern, what have I told you about listening in on me and your papa? You should be asleep, like your brother and sister.
Nightshade sounds mean. Is he coming here? To get us?
No one is coming to get us. Come on, let's get back to bed.
What's a crulling?
Always the curious one, aren't you?
Do you remember last harvest, when we found those crows in the granary?
Their bellies were so full of seeds, they couldn't even flap away.
Everyone was so angry, because we'd worked hard all year to store seed for the winter, and they were gobbling it all up. We couldn't get them to leave.
Uncle Oculus wanted to get him with his sword.
That's right. Lots of folks did. But do you remember what you did, Fern?
That's right. As soon as they couldn't leave, they wanted to. Such a clever kid.
Just like how you and Mama tried to trick me to like eating sprouts.
Ah, so that's where you learned that trick. See? Such a clever one doesn't need to worry. If you use your head, you'll be just fine.
But Mama, I'm really scared.
Hush, sweet child. You don't need to be scared.
Fern, you will always be Papa's brave girl. Remember, you can always draw on your moon sign for strength. Now, tell me, do you remember which moon sign you are?
Hey, Fern.
I can't play today, Hedge Nettle. Papa says Nightshade is going to be here soon. I have to help Mama make the bandages in case there's a battle.
I know. That's why I'm practicing. I've got to be ready to fight Nightshade.
But he has an whole army. Biggest army there's ever been.
I don't need to fight his whole army, just him. My dad says his army's like a scree snake. We just need to chop off the head. Then everybody will be safe.
But you don't know how to fight snakes, or anything.
I've watched the Bucks training since I was a kid, and I found this sword behind Coneflower's smithy.
Nettie, we're still kids. That's what grown-ups are for. Besides, that's just a wooden practice sword.
It'll still thump good. I'm gonna sneak onto Dar's wagon when they go to meet with Nightshade. Then I'll jump out and get him. So what do you say? You want to help me save Moonbriar or not?
My papa is going too. He promised me they'll be home safe. Uncle Oxalis won't let anything happen to them, so there's nothing to worry about. No one can beat Oxalis.
I've got to try, Fern. I'm gonna be a warrior someday. Even better than Oxalis. They'll need me. I have to. Someone has to protect our home from Nightshade.
That's what our papas are doing. What if something happens?
I won't let him fight alone, Fern. Don't worry. I'll be back soon. Promise.
Oxalis, you've returned so soon. Where is Bayleaf?
Oka was a trap. All of it. They agreed to talk proper, and we all disarmed. Soon as we began, others came in with swords. He fought bravely, right to the end.
Oh, gods! Bayleaf! How could they do this? Why would they do this?
Try to get yourself together. Nightshade's army's only a day's march now. There'll be no fighting them. We'll open the gates. Maybe they'll spare putting Moonbriar to the flame.
Oh, I don't understand. How did you escape?
I fought hard, and they let a few of us go to warn the rest. Said that if we resisted, they'd kill everyone, even the young ones. Leave them out for the crows to peck.
How am I going to tell the kids about their father? Who will protect them when Nightshade is here?
God, I'm so sorry, Oka. I couldn't protect your mate. But I swear on my life, I will protect you and the kids.
Who did this to your face?
He's coming, Fern. Nothing will stop him. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
I don't want to run or hide. This is my home and your home. Have you seen my papa yet? Mama won't come out of her room. She's frightening me.
Nightshade said I was the message. Then he gave me...
Where is everyone? Where is Papa?
They aren't coming back, Fern. Ever. I should have listened to you. I shouldn't have gone. None of us should have. He killed them. All of them.
No! Natty! No! That can't be! Not Papa! Not my Papa!
I tried to stop him. I really did. He did this to my face. And then Nightshade He cut off... Dar's blood was all over me.
No! No! Nettie! He said he would be back! He promised me! Where? Where did he put my Papa?
I'm sorry. I couldn't protect my dad. Or yours. Or Moonbriar. None of us could. I don't even know if I can protect you. But I promise I will try. No matter what happens.
My friends, ours is a bleak history, a tale of hardship, of death, of division, a cycle, we are told, of the Illuminator's own design, to hold all life in balance, in harmony. Tell me, friends, does the fox suffer such discordant cycles? The badger? Are the daughters of Ivthos ravaged with cullings? No. No. It is only rabbit kind the Illuminator saw fit to crush beneath his heel. And you know why? Because the others fear us. They fear our numbers, our cunning, our industriousness. But most of all, they fear our unity. Divided, we are weak, persecuted by all of Iberis, by the very land itself, floods and famines, pestilence and predation. No longer. I am Nightshade. I am the last seed. The cycle is broken. The era of rabbit kind has begun. Now is the time for peace, for unity, for obedience.
Fern, there you are. I've been looking for you.
Can't chat, Mama. Hedge Nettle's waiting for me at Tully's Tavern. Don't worry, I'll be back in time for dinner.
Your friends can wait. Ragwort's warband raided Stormbreak again last night. Your brother Wolfbury is safe, thank the gods. Ragwort and others were wounded. I fear Perrin and Aspen were returned to the soil. May Tash guide them home.
Gods! Wolfbury was fighting again! You promised you'd talk to Nightshade about leaving him behind. He doesn't belong on the battlefield.
And you do?
You know Wolfbury has always needed me. He's no warrior. He can barely walk. We can thank Leporidai that Perrin and Aspen were the only souls returned to the soil in that battle.
Hush, child. Do not speak such grim fates upon your brother. Must we speak of this again? He may not be a warrior, but neither are you. Your place is by my side. Now, I need your help. Ragwort's wound needs tending.
Ragwort is a monster. I can't heal him.
Ours is not to judge, child. Leporidai sees all, sorts all. You will tend to Ragwort. This is your opportunity to prove you are more than just an acolyte, but a true mender. Now go. Speak with Piper about a poultice. I believe she went out to the woodlands to gather herbs. Return home when you are done. We will speak more on this when your work is complete.
Hey, Fern.
Hey, sis. Running errands for Mum.
Uh-huh. Well, mostly. I'm also looking at dyes. You wouldn't believe it. Mole showed me the most brilliant silver. They make it from the dust of a glimmerstone. Can you believe a rock could be beautiful? Anyways, I love it. If I get some, I'll call it Ivthos. Like the wolf's eyes. Well, one of his eyes. Can you spare 5 coppers for it? Pretty please? I'd love you forever, and promise I'd pay you back. Promise!
Here you go. Tell Mole to give you a better deal next time. Speaking of dyes, how's the Great Hall mural coming along?
You're the best, Fern. Thank you. The mural? It's done. Well, it's almost done. I'm working on something else right now. It's going to be beautiful.
Something else? I thought Nightshade wanted the mural done before the conclave. That's tonight.
I know, but there's this bare patch of wall by the library, And I thought, if I showed Asta...
You thought what?
You know, that maybe if I showed her what I could do, she could...
Listen to me. I know how much it means to you, but it's not Asta's choice. They aren't bringing back the muralist.
But if she sees...
No! I'm sorry. I shouldn't have raised my voice. You must listen to me, see. Remember what happened to Arcturus.
Hey! What are you two whispering about? Waste of time. Comely little doe like you should be raising a litter of warriors, not mucking around with finger paints.
She's not of age yet.
Yeah, but she's getting close, ain't she?
Please, let her go back to her shopping.
And why would I do that?
Because Nightshade commissioned the mural, and because she'll make sure you're in it.
Never been in no painting before. Make sure you show my best side. You hear? And get my mace in there too.
Of course. Now, if you don't mind, we have to get going.
He's a brute. A monster.
Celine, listen to me. You stay far away from him.
I'm going to add him to my mural. Paint him with a pig snout. Everyone visiting the library will see what a beast he is.
No pig snout and no library painting. Just keep your head down and finish the painting before conclave. Did you hear me? It will be the conclave soon. You must finish the painting before then.
Sure.
Please, see. Promise me you will go home and finish it right now.
I had a dream last night of a winding river of light blue. It slid through hills and emptied into the biggest lake I've ever seen. It was impossibly deep. I knew that, even in my dream. A dark azure. Do you think Mol could get me a deep blue dye?
Celine.
Oh, yes, I promise.
Thanks, sis. I'll see you soon, okay?
Oh, Fern. How lovely to see you.
Kazinia, I'm surprised to see you here. I thought that after...
After... I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about, dear.
When I saw you at Mother's on the harvest moon, I thought... Well, I feared the worst.
Well, that's ever so touching that you would think of me. Though I confess to being a smidge bemused that everyone fusses over me so. I doubt that any other doe's moon cycles are so frequent a topic of discussion around the drinking well.
Yes, well, I'm sorry. I don't mean to pry. It's just that as... Well,
Nightshade's consort? No need to tiptoe around it. And in any case, I wasn't visiting your mother for me. It was for Salvia, poor thing. She's been struggling.
Salvia? What happened to Salvia?
Oh, but I've said too much already. I just wish your mother had been willing to help her.
There must be some mistake. Mother would give the last scrap of cloth off her back to help anyone.
Yes, well, I'm afraid that a scrap of cloth wouldn't help much. Salvia is suffering so, breaks your heart to see it.
Suffering from what?
No, I'm afraid I just cannot say. Poor thing is fragile as snowdrops in a spring thaw as it is. If she knew her secret were out. Shame. It will get out eventually, since your mother won't provide her with the medicine she needs. But I'm sure she has her reasons.
I'll speak to Mother and sort this out. I promise you that.
Oh, but would that not harm your relationship? A doe's relationship with her mother is a precious thing. A mother so treasures that bond. To see her daughter following in her footsteps. I hope to experience that as my own child grows.
Mother and I, we're on different paths.
Different paths? I must confess, I did notice a glint in your eye, dear. A flinty set quite different from your mother. Reminds me of someone. Oxalis. That's it. He has that same gaze.
Really? I mean, he's a brave warrior, and a buck at that. I'm just...
You're a fierce doe. Don't ever let anyone tell you that we are weaker. We're the ones who bear the kits. The ones to rear them and raise them. The ones to suffer in silence while the bucks drag them off to battle, never knowing if they will return. Show me a buck who can do all of that.
I wish others thought the same as you.
No need to wish, Fern. Wishing is for those too timid to do. When I look at you, I see someone not willing to stand by as others suffer, merely wishing that things were different.
Thank you, really. I'll talk to Mother for you, about Salvia.
Would you? Truly? I would be forever in your debt. But please, you must swear you will not tell a soul it was I who told you. Dear Salvia would be mortified, and I don't want to anger Nightshade by speaking out of turn.
I promise.
I was alone, Wolfberry, in the mouth of Stormbreak. A pack of vicious hares surrounded me, but I was ready. I raised my sword and dropped into a fighting stance.
You were alone?
What? Oh, yes. The rest of the band was locked up along the way, fighting at the gates. But I pushed on.
You and Herin? He led the final charge.
Led? Who told you that? Hornbeam? I matched Perrin every stride. Over the first rampart, through that mess of brambles, then we were inside, nearly, and...
They closed ranks.
Hares are mad. Oxalis always said so, but until you see it yourself... Gods. They burn Hethra before battle. Did you know that? Breathe in the red smoke. Wild eyes, foaming mouths, like...
They drew you in and cut you off. Nothing mad about that.
I stood my ground. Held what we gained for Moonbriar.
Just you and Perrin, holding the Thorngate yourself.
Yes. Well, I'm sure it's what any Moonbriar rabbit would have done.
It's not what I would have done.
Shouldn't be too hard on yourself.
I would have pulled back and reinforced the position at the outer wall.
What?
Well, that was the plan, wasn't it? Breach the outer wall and hold it until the entire warband could get through. Not charge headlong. Heedless.
Retreat? After what we'd sacrificed to get there? We were finally in the entrance, ready to charge their great hall and pull that cobby barbarian from his throne. You wouldn't understand. You weren't in the thick of it. Oh, hey Fern. You made it.
Wouldn't miss it for all the gold in Highgrove. You hear singing your own war tales.
Well, it wasn't all that, really. Any brave Moonbriar buck would have done the same. There? With us? Ah, you could be onto something there, Fern. The wounded could have been more easily tended if you'd been in the war camp. I know Ragwort was cursing like a rabid cur when we left.
As a mender? I mean as a warrior, you big oaf.
Oh.
Don't give me that face. There's no buck in this warren I can't outrun. And how many lumps have I given you over the years?
Fern, that was all a long time ago. Besides, there's no one swinging wooden swords at the Thorn Gate.
I'd swing a real sword if I was given the chance, but I'm not allowed to. Do you know why? I'm just a doe. I'm not allowed to go to war, not allowed to do anything.
Fern, I'm not trying to make you upset. I don't make the rules. You know that.
Sorry. Didn't intend to start a row. I'm just frustrated. I don't even want to fight the hares. I don't want to kill anyone. I just don't want either of you getting hurt. I feel so helpless.
It's okay. Next time we'll take the Thorn Gate, and without losing any more of our own.
But why even go back? What have the hares ever done to us?
Well, I suppose we're trying to stop them before they can attack us. Ragwort says their spies are everywhere, and they're the biggest threat to our safety. Rather take the fight there than have a march on Moonbriar. Oh, right. Almost forgot. I brought you this necklace I found.
It's lovely. Thanks, Letty.
No one calls me that anymore, Fern.
Well, I do. Always will. See you at the conclave tonight?
Of course. Maybe after we could walk down to the moss flow, like we used to.
That would be nice.
Who knew that spoils of war could be such a romantic gesture? Never thought of you as the sort to be so easily swayed by gifts.
Romantic gesture. From Nettie. Are you insane?
Wait, you really don't see it? Hedge nettle is tuft over tail for you, sis.
You're being ridiculous. We've been friends since the beginning of time. It was just a thoughtful gift.
By the gods, I have no idea how you can be so smart and so dense all at once. He's been fond of you since you were kids. Always has been.
Don't get me wrong. I love Nettie. He's been there for me as long as I can remember. Best friend anyone could ever ask for. But right now, I've got too many things to think about, too many things to worry about. Who has time to find a mate?
Well, listen. Hedge nettle is my friend too. The gods know he's defended me from the other bucks 100 times over. But you should know he can sometimes be swayed by ragwort and nightshade. He's a real warrior on the battlefield, no fear. But when it comes to pressure, I've seen cornstalks with stronger spines.
I've noticed that too. I know that he means well and has the best of intentions, though. But I've got to run. I'm supposed to be helping with the wounded. If Mama knew I was here chatting with you at Tully's.
I'll see you around, sis.
Hello, Fern. I hope you've come to return our tome on Banyan's tactics. I'm afraid I can't let you borrow any other books until it's safely home.
Oh, is that still out? Could have sworn I brought it back. I'll get on that soon. Is it okay if I just look at some of the books here?
Well, I suppose that will be all right. As long as you don't leave. Can't afford to keep replacing them. We've barely enough books as it is. I suppose there are a few I've recently taken down for studying. You're free to look through them if you like. Just don't take any with you when you leave. That copy of Banyan's Tactics was quite rare.
Another bloody loss! How much longer you think it will be till Nightshade is fed up with your schemes?
It would have worked if everyone had followed the plan. There's a second entrance. It's hidden, but I'm sure it's there. We could have slipped in the back if they'd been forced to send all of their warriors to the main entrance.
You saying this is our fault?
Well, I'm sure there were circumstances, things that made it difficult to,
Where were you in all this? Didn't see you swinging a blade. Didn't see you holding the Thorn Gate. Just hiding in the shadows, blaming better bucks for your failures.
You know Ragwort won't let me near the front lines.
Oh, so now it's Ragwart's fault. Let's get him over here and see what he says about that. Hey, Ragwort!
No, it's not Ragwart's fault.
You owe me a cask of mead.
For what?
Mead, you little fool! The only thing those heirs do right. But I don't have any mead, do I? You know why that is? Because someone screwed up. I know it wasn't me, and you're saying it wasn't Ragwort. So who was it? Huh? You're so clever. Tell me that. You've had Ragwarts here long enough. I say we go back to fighting like we used to. Enough of your maps and plans and schemes. Enough tricks.
There's a hidden entrance. I'm sure of it. We just needed to,
Oh, say it one more time. Just one more time.
What's going on?
Hello, Fern. Nothing. We're just catching up on the day's events.
Well, look who it is. Little sis, here to save the day again. Gods, I'm getting sick of seeing you. That mother of yours won't be around forever, you know. And when she's gone... Let's just say, I have a long list of things we're all gonna discuss.
Why do you put up with that?
Hogweed? I just let him ramble on until he smells a pie or sees Tully tapping a keg. Then he forgets all about me.
Not just hogweed, all of this. You could join Mother as a mender, or the farmers. I know Sola would find a place for you in the fields. Just find something more suited to...
More suited to what? A weakling like me? Well, go ahead and say it. I know that's what you were thinking.
That's not what I meant. We just worry about you.
I appreciate that. I really do. But I'm right where I need to be. Is that what you think? You know it was my battle plan that won us Tarwood and turned the tide at Cliffstone.
You think that will make me any happier? A list of conquests, of subjugations? What did those Warrens do to us, Wolfberry? What did they do to deserve being attacked?
Well, I'm confused. Are you worried that I'm being abused, or that I'm actually useful, We can't all float above everything, Fern, judging everyone else from on high. Some of us have to make a decision and stick to it.
You're right. You're just making the wrong one. I guess I'll see you around. I shouldn't anger him. I need to get that poultice from Piper before Mother gets upset.
Hey, Fern, what are you doing out this late?
Late? What are you talking about?
You remember what happened to Bailey's, the disobedient kid, eh? Used to hide under your mother's chair when I get to the bit where the fox gobbles them all up.
Oxalis. It's midday.
Ah, you'd cover your eyes in her skirt every time. Cutest little thing. Your big eyes staring out, waiting for me to get to the bit about the fox. Remember that?
Yes, I always said Paley should have helped the fox with his paw. Then he would have let Paley's go free.
Aye, I did. Simpler times, love. Simpler times.
Does Tully know you've been tapping his barrels again?
Reminds me of your dad, those big eyes do. Just like his. Should get back inside, Fern, before it gets dark.
it's you again. What books are you looking to read? Oh, it's you again. What books are you looking to read?
Mother, I just heard something unsettling. It's about Salvia.
Salvia? What about her?
I know you want to protect her privacy, but it's important we talk about this.
I've never concealed anything from you. Now what is this about? No, I'm afraid I do not. What are you speaking of?
Salvia's fits.
Salvia told you she was having fits.
Well, I didn't actually ask her.
Then who told you?
I promised I wouldn't tell. I'm sorry. I just don't want to get anyone in trouble.
I know we've had our struggles, but we've never kept secrets from each other. An oath? Will you keep your word at the expense of Salvia's honor?
What do you mean?
You didn't even ask Salvia if she was ill. Now, you risk spreading cruel rumors if they're untrue.
God, you're right. But I don't know why Kazini would say it if it wasn't true.
Cassinia? Well, that's odd. I'll look into this more, quietly and carefully.
shouldn't anger him. I need to get that poultice from Piper before Mother gets upset.
Don't you worry about me now, love. I'll be coming in soon enough.
Oh, Fern! Hello!
I don't think I've ever seen you out here.
I was just picking violets to make a bouquet.
Salvia, those are dandelions.
Dandelions? Oh, I suppose they are. It's been so long since Nightshade has let me... I mean, so long since I've been able to come out here. On my own, and all. Well, not alone, exactly. Foxglove is here, to watch over me. This is as close to Meadow Peak as I am allowed. From here, it almost feels like home.
You can't visit your father or your home. I just assumed as Nightshade's ward that you could do whatever you pleased. I could talk to my mother, you know. People listen to her. Even Nightshade.
No! I mean, no, thank you. I'm just a simple rabbit, but I know there are dangers in the world. Someday, I'll find a protector of my own. Someone to
Keep me safe. Keep me company. Dangerous? You mean foxglove? He's harmless and a friend.
I promise. No one who reports to Nightshade is harmless. Besides, Hensbane has ears everywhere. You never know who is in his pocket.
Oh, I see. I suppose you're right. It doesn't matter. He doesn't even know I exist.
Perhaps that's for the best. It could be very dangerous for you and whoever he is if Nightshade found out.
You're very bright for knowing these things, Fern. I'll do my best to not talk about it again. It's just hard sometimes. I'm terribly alone, you see? And he is very handsome. You won't tell anyone, will you?
You don't have to say anymore. I won't tell anyone.
Thank you, Fern.
And Salvia, things won't always be like this. I promise. I don't have time to go see some old ruins. I don't have time to go see...
Well, aren't you a long way from home? Surely you're not out here looking for herbs too?
Hello, Piper. I need...
Oh! You need something! Well, dip me in the moss flow and call me a sylvan fish!
Excuse me?
What is it this time? Scrape a paw in another scuffle? Or perhaps one of your friends drank too much nettle wine and needs a tincture to settle their stomach again?
The warriors have returned. One of them is injured, maybe more. Mother says you're preparing a poultice.
Chief Mender Orca. She's so much more than your mother, you know. And yes, I heard the warriors have returned. I don't know why you trouble the Chief Mender so. She just wants what's best for you. For all of us. I know I'm right. It's no secret you two have argued about it all. The Chief Mender has confided as much to me on several occasions. I'm glad to see you're not just letting her words pass through your ears unheeded. Ours is a noble and righteous path, Fern. Perhaps we'll make a true mender of you one day yet? Now, where to begin? Yes, we need to make a lambsfoot poultice. It's said that Cadus was the first to discover lambsfoot's healing properties, but it was only when Greymane added agaricus root.
I don't mean to rush, Piper, but we must hurry. Ragwort isn't known for his patience.
What? Oh, yes, yes. Indeed. The poultice. Now, you're a mender in training. Do you have any lambsfoot with you?
Yes, I have some right here.
Wonderful. I'm very pleased to see you so well prepared. Perhaps Pash will make a true mender of you yet.
I do my best.
You know, if you are to become the Chief Mender, you really do need to learn how to make these poultices. Watch me closely now.
I know, it's just, well... I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing these days. I want to help Moonbriar, but these battles, the killings. I don't know.
The world is a complicated place, true. But we have a responsibility to our warren. Moonbriar needs you, Fern. Do you remember when you mixed your first salve? Belzal's whiskers. You balanced the currant and ground pheasants back with perfect precision. The chief mender was so proud.
I remember. I also remember simpler times, when good was truly good and evil was evil. Now we're tasked to heal those who attack other warrens.
We are menders. All deserve our care, regardless of their sins. This is how we serve our warren, and how we serve Tash.
Perhaps there's more than one way to serve the warren.
How many menders have we seen come and go under the chief mender's tutelage? None have learned as quickly as you, and with so small an effort. Tash has favored you with his wisdom. I beg you, do not spurn his gift. Why do I sense you've left something unsaid? It's not like you to hold your tongue, Fern.
It's just... Surely, there is more to Tash's wisdom than simply healing all, no matter their place in our warren.
What place in society is beneath mercy?
Might not mercy for some lead to greater cruelty for others?
Careful. Tash is not the only one always listening.
I know, I just wish... I don't know!
Go now, Fern, please. A brother of our warren is in need. That is the beginning and the end of it. Heal Ragwort. I know the officers always meet in Nightshade's court. Then we will not speak of this again. I must go.
Hey, Fern. Finally decided to get your hands dirty, eh? Always took you for a sewer.
And go through life with grassy knees and muddy paws like you.
Well, we can't all play with herbs all day. Someone has to grow the stuff, you know.
Yes. Well, that's why I'm out and about. I needed a salve.
Huh. A healing salve. Why would you need that? Wouldn't have something to do with that raid last night, would it?
Afraid so. Ragwort was wounded.
Let the beast die of the rot, I say. Let them all die of the rot.
Sola, keep your voice down. Hensbane has eyes and ears everywhere.
Oh, the great thing about eyes and ears is they can be poked out and lopped off.
I can't just let him die, Sola. Mother is sending me with the poultice. You know I'm supposed to become the next chief mender after all.
Perhaps your poultice is missing another ingredient? They say there's a mushroom that grows deep in the warren. A single paw-full of spores is all it takes.
I've sworn an oath to Tash, Sola. Besides, I don't know anything about mushrooms, especially poisonous ones.
I know someone who could teach you. I'll see them tonight, at our gathering. Come along and I'll introduce you.
You know what happened to Marthistle when he started talking about this secret rebellion. He was Wolfberry's friend. I know what Nightshade does to traitors.
Marthistle died standing for what he believed in. We're not kids anymore, Fern. We can't let the elders sort it all out. If we want a better world, we need to shape it ourselves.
I know. I really do. But I've got my mother and siblings to think about. Maybe someday.
We've all got families, Fern. But if some of us don't step up, there may be no families left to protect. Listen, we've always been good friends. I want you to promise you'll come. Just once, Just hear us out.
Really? You're going to guilt me into coming along?
Guilt you? No. Come on. Think of it as a favor to one of your oldest friends. I promise I won't bother you about it anymore.
Solo, you're one of my closest friends and the bravest stow I've ever met. But right now, I can't take any risks. I don't care if they hurt me, but if they found out I was going to one of those meetings... I just don't know what I'd do if something happened to Celine or Wolfberry because of my carelessness.
Here I am trying to guilt you, and somehow you've managed to make me feel guilty. Well, maybe one day you'll finally agree. I'll be patient. Tell Ragwort I hope he dies of breakbone fever.
Where's Orca?
Orca sent me to tend your wound.
Wasn't a request, whelp. Fetch her now, or I'll send hogweed. Crots.
It burns, doesn't it? Not just at the cut, but all around. That's Callow's fire. It'll spread down to your fingers and up to your shoulder. It won't stop there. It'll sear through your chest, your legs, your head, like lightning in the summer thicket. Then it'll wink out, quick as a snap, and leave a numb, aching chill. Your whole body, cold as a barrow. We'll try to stop it, of course. Cut off the arm, but...
Cut off my arm, and I'll cut off your head.
No one needs to lose an arm or a head. Let me clean the wound with some fresh spring water and apply a bandage.
Fine. Be quick about it.
There's so much blood.
Huh. 9 dead hares will do that to you. Damn right they will. Ha!
Are the hares as fierce as stories tell?
Bloody savages. They fight without armor, with these curved blades. All wild, and this plant they smoke makes them crazy.
And yet you still made it to their warren entrance.
Crazy smoke and curved blades don't matter. Malfec won't be stopped until its thirst is quenched.
Malfec the Blade Breaker. I thought that was lost.
Nightshade has ways of finding things. Lost things. Old things. Gave it to me after Moonbriar fell, when he made me first among his warriors.
There. All patched up. Give it at least a couple of days before you take on any packs of hares.
Aye.
Fern, the conclave will be starting any moment. Where have you been?
Healing that... Healing Ragwort, just as you asked.
Who hurt you? Was it Hogweed? Oh, he's been getting too aggressive. I'll speak to Ragwort about this.
No! No, please don't talk to anyone.
Well, then what is it? It isn't like you to be so glum. We are doing good, Fern.
Ragwort was bragging about slaughtering hares. He was proud of it, proud of killing. If we're doing good, we're doing it for monsters.
Not just monsters. We help everyone.
Isn't helping even one monster, one ragwort or hogweed or firethorn enough? Isn't it too much?
You're a smart doe. You know it's not that simple.
We should be helping. Really helping, not whatever it is we're doing.
Did anyone stop you when you went outside to get the herb for Piper? Was there anyone following you? Did they ask what you were doing and where you were going? What about when you went to the Great Hall? Were you harassed?
No. Why would they? I was just...
You were just acting under my orders as Chief Mender. Haven't you noticed how you have the run of the place? How no one bothers you or your sister?
Well, yes, but we aren't breaking any of Nightshade's commands.
That hasn't saved others. Walking the narrow path wasn't enough for... Well, you know the stories. I won't repeat them. You fall under my protection. As long as I am Chief Mender and you are training to take my place, you will be safe.
So, we are given special treatment because we heal Nightshade's warriors.
Not only that, Nightshade relies on me
To what? What does he need you for?
Not now. Once you have completed your training, we will discuss it.
And what if I choose a different path? Oxalis's path, Hedgenettle's path. Someone needs to protect Celine and Wolfberry.
Fern, listen to me. The best way to protect the weak, to protect your brother and sister, is to become Chief Mender after me. There's one more thing. I need you to speak to your sister. She needs to abandon this idea of being the Clade muralist.
I've spoken with her about this. You know how she is, though.
Believe me, I know better than anyone. But please, will you speak to her? Convince her to give up this foolish pursuit. It will only bring unwanted attention to our family.
I'll do my best. Celine, I just spoke with Mother. You must... What is it? What's wrong?
My painting! It's gone! I just finished it. I was going to show it to Asta, and when I got back, it was gone!
Celine, this is important. Who took it? Who did you tell about the painting?
No one! I wanted it to be a surprise.
You told me. You must have told others.
Just you. And Asta. And Mol asked what I was going to use the paints for, so I told him too. And...
It's okay. I'll help you find it, okay? But for now, I just need you to stay here.
Stay here? I can't. I need to find it.
Celine, I'm your big sister, and I'm telling you that you need to stay here.
Please don't yell at me.
I'm not yelling, but I need to know you understand what I'm saying.
Don't think they've damaged it, do you? Some of the paint wasn't fully dried yet. If they're not careful, it will smear. Everything will be ruined.
Focus on my words, Celine. You may be in danger. We all may be.
In danger? How?
What was on the painting?
Nothing! Just the story of Leporidae and the Illuminator.
Which one, Celine? After the first culling?
It's one of my favorites.
I'm going to the meeting in the Great Hall. You need to stay here until this is all sorted out. Do you understand?
Okay, I'll wait here. Thanks for always looking out for me.
I'll see you again soon, I promise.
There you are! Almost missed it. Nightshade arrived a bit ago.
You seem excited.
Who, me? Not at all. Well, maybe a smidge. He hasn't addressed the whole clade in... I don't know how long. Oh, hang on now. He's starting.
Friends, citizens of Moonbriar, it warms my heart to address you. For we do not gather today only to revel in our recent victories against our enemies. No. Today marks a momentous anniversary worthy of celebration. For 15 years have passed since our clades were united. 15 years of peace and prosperity. No more infighting. No more division. The fox and the hawk have been sent scurrying back to their lands.
Peace. What would the hares of Stormbreak say about that?
Shh, I can't hear.
That despite this unprecedented time of peace and plenty, there are malcontents slithering in our midst, dissenters, traitors to all rabbit kind. These defectors don't meet us bravely on the field of battle. They're cowards who slink in the shadows and peddle dangerous words, poisonous ideals. And I am sad to say, my friends, that they are everywhere. They've insinuated themselves into our very homes, rotten threads woven into the fabric of this society.
Nettie, I don't like where this is going.
What do you have to worry about? You always follow the rules, don't you?
There is one lie more insidious than all the others, more harmful to our society, a threat not only to our way of life, but our very existence. The culling. Since the dawn of our kind, it has been accepted as inviolable truth, as inevitable as the spring rains, as necessary to our survival as the crops that nourish our bodies. Lies! In truth, it is no more than a fatalist myth, a fable that kept us in its thrall for aeons. It offered us comfort for our slaughter, predation, and disease, a platitude. It was right. It was natural. It was as the Illuminator intended. When I formed our glorious union, I put to rest this lie. Or so I thought. It has reared its ugly head again. But do not fear, my friends. My concern has ever been for your safety. My Minister of Wisdom has traced these threads. Today we shall pluck them from our midst.
We have found scatterings of a handbill, the Seed Reborn. It is illegal contraband, and all those in possession of it will be punished. For now, the following individuals shall be held for questioning. Cranesbill Birch, Redbud Holly, Sourgrass Holly, Hardmantle Stonecrop, Lobelia Hosta, Blue Stem Smoke Tree, Celine Mossfair,
Celine? Oh God. That is impossible. Hey! Hey!
Fern, keep your voice down. There must be some sort of mistake. We'll sort this out.
There is no seed reborn. In me, that vicious cycle is ended. I am the last seed. Rest assured, these enemies of peace shall be punished. Their poison leached from Moonbriar. Those responsible for creating this abomination, for corrupting our youth with this seed reborn filth, know that we will find you. These candles of dissent shall be snuffed out.
A darkness takes root in the Warren. But Moonbriar alone does not suffer. Elsewhere in Iberus, rabbitkind has been stricken. Mad with hunger, the solitary foxes band together in a vicious pack and ravage the land. As always it has been, this bitter affliction has been wrought on those who least expect it. Upon whom shall the culling fall first? As the strikes of the fox grow ever more violent and ever closer to home, the hares cry out to Leporidae. The Great Culling has begun.